Okay, don't worry at all. Sure, thank you, thank you.
I'll
Hi,
cut it.
Sean. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
I just met you, and we met before also. Kim was in my breakout room. I loved it. And Ryan right there, and Anne Marie right there, and Lupel, right? Nice to meet you. Yeah, exciting. Where are you located, Lupel? Oh, there we go. Lots of us now, so it's gonna be fun.
Good to see you, John.
Good to see you.
Oh, Jay's here. Hi, Jay, buddy. Look at that. I love
Hello,
it.
Vinney. I missed our
Hi.
call yesterday, but I'm glad to see you and John here today. So
Thank you so
That's
much.
right, Jay. You're his also mastermind, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
That's right. Okay. All right, you guys are back, and this is one of my favorite time. I'm gonna ask you to give me a 2 big thumbs up. I'm gonna do a screenshot here, okay?
Ah,
All right, guys, ready? 3, 2, 1. Great. Got a great
That's what a
shot.
camera sounds like.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Francesca, Ryan, and they're driving. Yeah, I get that.
How
Oh,
are you?
Keep your hands on the wheels, guys.
Yeah. your
Be
hands-
safe, be safe.
yes.
Okay. All right. So Nico, who do we have today? Well, I mean, we already know, but let's go.
We got a dynamic duo today. So John Rusin, if you guys don't know John, he is the brother of Josh Rusin. A lot of you know him from the Jake and Gino community. I think it's his big brother, John, so he might be able to beat up Josh, which is really cool to have him on board tonight. Although he's nice and he would not do that. But we got a dynamic duo. So we got John and we got Vinney tonight. Now, if you don't know Vinney, you better start knowing him because he is the man. So Vinney Smile Chopra is a real estate investor, syndicator, international best-selling author, host of 4 podcasts, multifamily educator, mentor, dedicated husband of over 40 years, congratulations, and father of 2 children, Neil and Monica, residing in Danville, California, near San Francisco for over 40 years. Vinney came to this country, guys, with only $7 in his pocket and a dream. Vinney has now built a portfolio of over 4,500 units amounting to over $440 million in the multifamily, senior assisted living, and hospitality arenas. He is passionate about helping others achieve financial freedom and giving back to our seniors who have given him and us so much. Vinney, my friend, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you, the whole team. I'm very humbled and I'm very happy to be with you all. And I hope I can contribute so much tonight and, keep firing questions as I go over the presentation. We always put together a presentation, but, it's for you. I'm here and John is here for you all. And we want to, take out the myths of syndication and talk about what it is, the mindset, how to get started and how to really, change the world all around us. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I will share, with your permission, the PowerPoint presentation, which is going to be coming up here in 1 second. Okay, somewhere here. Let's see.
Just to update, I believe Vinney, now you're not 4,000 level, you're 5,000 level of units.
Yes,
right?
5,000 and getting bigger every month, as a matter of fact, because we are riding 2 waves. We're going to talk about it, the millennial, the workforce wave, and then the senior tsunami wave. So both are multifamily focused, which is the exciting part. And we're going to be talking about that. Let's see here, if I may. Oh, I'm sharing the screen, it says, but then where is my PowerPoint? There we go. I think I got it. There it is. I knew that it was hiding somewhere, right?
All right, you got it.
Now, yeah, the PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, tonight, I hope I can take over and kind of share with you why syndication, what has really changed my life in the last 14 years is the word syndication. And many of you might know that, I wrote a book also, 2 years right now. Next week, it will be 2 years. And we have over 450 reviews all across the globe. And of course, in USA also and all that. But the key thing is, Again, you don't have to go over all these things. I'll just go further. Again, I have to disclaimer, my attorneys tell me, it's not legal advice or accounting or investment advice, don't represent any offer to sell any securities or any solicitation. I have to cover that, believed to be accurate and reliable. And please consult your own attorney, financial advisor, CPA. Again, Nico already covered that. I'm a mechanical engineer from India, came with a dream with $7 in my pocket. I did my MBA and I sold Bible books. I think some of you might know Bible books door to door, encyclopedias that cut me into a salesperson, and I thank God that I chose that marketing and sales and motivation speaking all my career. And our brand is Monil. That's our kids' name, Monica and Neil together. I'm an active real estate broker in California, in the Bay Area. I live in Danville, California, and bought first family homes, blah, 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 blah. We are right at about 5,000 units, all GP interest. I do want to say that I'm on the loan on every single syndication I've done. So I'm the GP and the primary, sponsor and everything, not the LPs. If I put my units with LPs, I might be at 10,000 or even more, maybe 15,000 apartments. But anyway, syndications and all that. And goal is $2 billion. My gosh, big goal, but we will accomplish it. It's all in the, thing. And I don't want to, again, why I'm here tonight is to just say that, I've been interviewed a lot of times, all these different podcasts. I've got my own shows and all that. And the book is in Spanish and in English right there. This is in India. It's catching on big in my motherland country also. I'm teaching over there also. And then these are my podcasts and things. If anybody would like to kind of, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have a very big YouTube channel, all that stuff. And audiobooks and everything is there. If you'd like, please check out those. And then my second book is Profitability. Positivity Brings Profitability. We are doing a revised edition with a lot of my podcasts as transcriptions in that one. That's second. Third one is coming soon, Senior Living Investing. Wow. I mean, that's what we're going to talk about tonight also. So let's talk about syndication. And I think, I was asked that in the breakout room also. Essentially, syndication is a word. It's a world and a word where you pool the money together from like-minded investors. You become the manager. And you are able to direct and get them really good deals. You are able to get them finance, get the loans, and then you run the property for profitable, outcome for the investors. So it's a formal way to pool the money together from investors. It's a legal way. I love the syndication world because it keeps you totally transparent, keeps you accountable, keeps you with the fiduciary responsibility of looking after your friend's money better than your own money. That's the key thing. That's the real key thing. And also by syndicating, you can raise 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, like we are doing a $50 million fund, and we raised 10 or 12 million in just 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, guess what? Can we buy bigger apartments? Can we buy hotels? Can we do other things? Yes. So syndication will really get your life in a high gear, in a very high gear. You are just doing duplex or fourplex or eightplex, but with syndication, you could raise $1 million or $500,000, doesn't matter. You can then buy more. All right. Bigger apartments, more apartments. I think this is my 35th syndication, by the way, 35th syndication. So it just rolls and rolls. I don't know how many of you already know the SEC regulated structures and processes, but I wanted to kind of go over that, if that's okay, if you allow me to. Yes. Regulation D is an exemption where you are able to do a 506 exemption B or 506C. Those are the two main assumptions. One is private offering, and then one is publicly you can announce the deal on Facebook, LinkedIn, do advertising. You can talk to anybody and everybody. That is in the 506C, which is for accredited investors only. Who are the accredited investors? They are the ones that have $1 million of net worth, total assets minus liabilities, but not counting the equity in their primary residence as the money, the equity portion in your asset. You cannot do that. Or you can be making 200,000 per year for the last 2 years with a similar prospect of this year, or 300 including your spouse, in the household. So it's 200 or 300. So that's accredited investors. But in the 506B, lot more offerings are done. In the 506B, it's private offering, must have relationship with investors. Aha. You have to have known the investors before your deal. Before your deal, you want to build relationships with them and everything. So you have to know family and friends offering. Many times they call the same offering as family and friends. You cannot advertise. You can't go, on the Facebook and all that stuff. No. And then you can get up to 35 sophisticated investors allowed, up to 35. So they don't have to be accredited. In this case, they have to be verifiable. Accredited investors means their CPA, their attorney, or financial planner has to fill out a form to say they're accredited, or they have to go to verify investor and say, oh, you know what, this is my W-2 for 2 years, or this is my net worth statement. Then their attorney gives you a certificate or letter. But in this case, you can actually just check the box, say, I'm accredited. Hey, I'm accredited. Just check the box, and then the sponsor has to take it as it's worth. And up to 35 sophisticated investors allowed means those who are non-accredited. So different than crowdfunding, which is the CF, say regulation CF. You have full access to the syndicator organizer and enables you to buy institutional level assets with institutional level returns. That's a huge thing. By doing syndication, you're able to raise more money to play with. Then you are not in the smaller league. You get into the intermediate and major league, that's how that is. So that is the one, one slide I wanted to kind of go over. Benefits of syndication. Why? The big thing is you're 100% SEC compliant. So SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, has rules and regulations, and we abide by them through syndication attorney. Now, syndication attorney is different than your real estate attorney, okay? So not the same real estate attorney that makes the asset protection or LLCs and does the closing and the title search and all that stuff and opinion letters, all that. That is real estate attorney. You need a great one, but you also need a syndication PPM, private placement memorandum, subscription agreement, operating agreement. All those 3 documents are put together by the syndication attorney, syndication SEC compliant attorney. Full access to the syndicator and the property, definitely, because we have to disclose everything, to the investors. Regular updates about the property's performance, monthly or quarterly, and they have portals investors have so that they can see their money grow and what is happening to their money, drone footages and newsletters and all that, what we do, for 400 plus investors that we have. We bring pride to each community we acquire. Wow, that is tremendous. We have the value play, we have business plans. That's what you could do in syndication. When you're buying the things, you could double the money, triple the money, of the investors quickly there. Potential to earn great returns while improving the community. Potential for great tax. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. everybody wants to pay less taxes. Let's be sure, you know, why not? Legally, if we can pay less taxes or no taxes, we want to do that. And that's what helps in syndication. When you buy larger units, apartments, hotels, whatever you buy, you can do cost segregation, which is accelerated depreciation, which is a, what's the word? You know, oh boy, okay. I don't know. I just came back. It asked me to go back to the screen, got turned out, but that's okay. Let's see here. Let's go back again. Yeah, there we are. Perfect. Is that okay? And do you see your faces also or no? On the right side. Do you any
Depends on
faces?
how they set the
I'll just
view.
make it like that. Okay, there we go. So also I wanted to mention that, you know, lots and lots of people have trillions of dollars, $34 trillion in retirement accounts. So syndication is a beautiful avenue that I learned 15, 16 years back that has rocked my world and, you know, done 12x or 14x, 15x in the net worth and all, because you can keep on buying and giving returns to the investors and you learn more and things like that. Okay. Any questions? Let's just take a little bit time and we can talk about, you know, the next thing. I'm going to talk about two waves. I mentioned it a little bit about the millennials who are the renters. They don't want to own. They are the ones that are born in 1981 to 1996, right? They're 15-year span and they love portability. They want to really, really, you know, be moving from job to, you know, as you see fewer jobs, number of jobs, you know, they can be. And these are the early boomers, 1981, 61% rental. Look at that. 67% rental, owner occupied right there. And owner occupied rental, 62 Gen X. And then millennials, 74% are saying, I want to rent the property. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So there is a huge, you know, wave coming, which is, you know, which is the millennial wave. They like B-class assets in multifamily, you know, amenities and things like that. Like the one property we're looking at, it's got the invention room and the, you know, the spas and so forth, and dog parks and dog washes and valley trashes, all those good stuff, you know, so all those things there. And then the other one is immigration. Hold on. I mean, we haven't had too many immigrants come in the last few years, but that's a pent up demand. Also, as the new immigrants come in, they can't afford to buy a home, or they don't have W-2 and the track record to qualify for loans. So they also tend to get more rental. And that's a big construction industry, contributes almost 150 billion. Again, 328,000 new apartments needed annually for that one. So there are some very, very huge statistics, you know. Again, you know, this is where we are. I know I heard that, you know, some of us, I started with single family homes all over USA. Then I just said, you know what, it's not working out. You know, if the stove goes out or the garage door needs to be operated, or, you know, something happened to the air conditioning unit, there goes the cash flow, you know. So that's when my wife and I said, you know what, we're going to jump into multifamily. We're going to jump into right here. That was the best decision we ever made. And I hope you are very, very excited about it. So in single family, of course, it's one tenant, harder to scale. Lending can be more difficult. Property management fees can be 8 to 10%. You know, if one tenant leaves, we got 100%, you know, vacancy, right? Or zero occupancy or 100% vacancy. At the end of the day, one capex item can take away the cash flow. But the multifamily helps you the economies of scale. You know, if you've got 60 units under 3 roofs, you have to change only 3 roofs, not 60 roofs of the single family home. You have 60 different contracts. If you're buying 60 different houses, you have to qualify for 60 different loans. I mean, it's a humongous operation to get 60 single family units. But if you get 60 units, one transaction, loan getting is easier. and 2-3 roofs, whatever. Management fees lower, 3 to 8%. Well, actually 8% is if you are going for about 60 units or so, or 40 units, then the number increases. But higher the unit number, then it's the lower side. Easier to scale from 10 units to single family. Getting lending is much simpler, like I just said. Controlling and increasing the value by value add methods is just amazing in multifamily, with economies of scale and reducing expenses and things like that. I will take questions after this one, if that's okay. This is the second wave I was talking about. I'm so passionate about it right now. And I'll be, hey, I'm going to be 70 next year, 70. And I got another 30 more years, hopefully, with the advanced, technology and medicine. So next 30 years, my goal is to really rock the world in silver tsunami, which is going to be baby boomers are turning 10,000 of them every night, every day, 65 plus. So some of them are retiring in independent communities. Some are getting downsizing into apartment, golf courses and all. But we have chosen the middle ground. I'm going to talk about that. Assisted living and memory care is where our specialty is. And that is rocking and rolling like crazy, crazy good. It's multifamily at its core. And that's what we'll talk about. But see over here in 2020, 2021, we got 56 million people who are 65 plus. Look over here. In the next 30, 40 years, it's going to be 100 million of us. Hold on. That's huge, huge. Same thing with the 85 and 75 is right in the middle also. So 6.7%, a million of the 85 plus population will grow to 20 million. Oh my gosh, 3 times, almost 3 times, 300%, in the next, 40 years or so. So lots of demand is there. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let me come back to all of you and let's answer some questions. Yes.
I'll read the first question and then
Yes.
moving to the next one.
Okay.
So this is actually from John. So what are some of the tips for someone looking to get started in syndication, and more so if they're starting out in multifamily?
Wonderful, wonderful. I would definitely say there's a lot of free content. I put out a lot of free content also. Just Vinney Chopra, you could Google and you'll come across a lot of videos, lots of blog posts, and a lot of things I teach and so forth. But then also sometimes it's good to get a mentor and a coach, because they can then progress you into the education and give it on silver platter. Literally, that's what we do. John Roos and myself and my team, we give on silver platter all the things we have developed in the last 14 years. How to talk to investors and brokers and scripts and the PowerPoints and our network of virtual assistants and click funnels and lead-in magnets and blogs, you name it. I mean, we have everything. We give it as a silver platter, right? And our, reasonable price, because there is cost involved in that. But I would definitely say, please read this book. I mean, that will give a good start, very good start. Listen to it also, 4 hours and 21 minutes or something. I got a professional to read it, not me with the accent, but that's another one. But you can really get into multifamily. See, multi, as the word says, is duplex, fourplex, triplex, fiveplex, sixplex, 10plex. It's all how much you can afford, right? And what's the loan amount? Loan amount has to be lower than your net worth. That's all it is. Your assets minus liabilities, but you can have 2 people join hands to increase the net worth, right? You can combine the net worth of 2 or 3 people. There are a lot of people we know in our families who are sitting on good fat, money, right? But they don't want to really learn the business, but they could be a sponsor. They could be a principal. So that way they could sign along with you to buy these larger, and you can give them 10% of the deal on the general partner side or things like that. So I would say definitely education and desire and have an accountability partner. See, I've been coaching this for 7, 8 years, or whatever. And then how many people have been successful? If you ask lots and lots of coaches, they'll say it's not that high percentage. It's amazing. That's why I do mastermind myself. I teach every Wednesday. Wednesday, it's a big high. I love it to meet with people, and they bring deals and we analyze deals and we do all this stuff. Almost 2 hours every Wednesday, and then we record it and all that. Oh, please go ahead. Next question.
Thank you. Thank you. Jay, why don't you unmute yourself and speak up so that we could have more engagement?
Surely. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Vinney, for your time, and thank you, Joseph and Nico today to setting this up. What was your tip managing your time in the beginning when you started it, as you hustling to get there where you are now?
Thank you. Thank you for asking that. A lot of people say, Vinney, overnight success. And I said, yeah, overnight success took 12 years, right? So you're so right. I was a W-2 guy until 2015. Hold on. Until 2015, I retired, fully retired, but I was spending a lot of time away from my family in the evenings because you got that 9 to 5, right? And in my case, it was a little bit different too, because I was giving motivational speeches certain times of the year. So certain times of the year, I was totally into my real estate that way, right? So I would say commitment of time, finding it, and it's not hard. Let me just say one more thing. Syndication or investing is not hard. We make it so. We make it so. You can just get 1 hour a day, very concentrated, learning the scripts, and you find out the area where you're going to really be purchasing, not wasting time and energy into other areas. And then you start building relationship with the brokers, and you only talk to the brokers who you're going to be buying from, not just going to 200 unit broker or 150 unit broker or anything like that. No. You want to go to 15 unit broker or 12 unit, because they want to sell, right? And you have, you're talking their lingo, you're talking about all these things, and they say, you know what? This person, Jay, is genuine. He's going to really, buy something from me, right? So I would say that. The other fact, I don't know what your question was, but but the big thing is, you definitely, the time, we all have 24 hours, right? We got to allocate times. I hardly watch any TVs. I not, very little if I do. But the big thing is, I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm, doing things, research, and I'm becoming a student of syndications. So that's what I want to say. I'm the guy who did not know cash on cash, LOI, literally LOI, letter of intent. I didn't know 15 years back. I did not know nothing about nothing. My friend did it on a napkin. I think I say that in my book, and then napkin listing was the invention, I found out, because I was telling the brokers how to get me deals off market, and they were giving me on a napkin. So, the big thing is, you want to allocate time every day or 3 or 4 times a day religiously, and keep a journal and make sure that you're getting into some program like Jake and Gino or mine or one, because you will move much, much faster. I'm telling you, because, we have deals, people are doing syndications, and doing $50 million deals and, $100 million in syndications, so it's possible. It's very possible.
Thank you, Vinney.
Next question.
Thank you.
Bottom line is laser focused commitment.
You got it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, where is my magnifying glass? I'll show you. It's right next to my desk on the other side. I say that always, magnifying glass, you put it in the sun, right? Now, unless it gets concentrated rays on your back of the palm, it will not burn. you will not even feel it unless it's laser focus. You just said the word laser focus, goals, 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 and then sending it out into the cosmos. I call it law of attraction, right? So that way you will reach bigger and better goals, right? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinney. I have Amanda. Unmute yourself and let's go.
Sure.
Thanks, Yosef. Hey, I was wondering if maybe you could just talk a little bit more about why you think the lending process is simpler for a larger property versus a smaller single family home.
Oh, okay. Very good point, Amanda. As you know, single family home, you have to qualify for that particular property based on your FICO score, based on your income and everything. Lot more credence is not given to what you're going to, rent it at and so forth, right? They don't ask you NOI or anything like that. And there are limited number of homes that you could also get loan as rental homes, right? But in multifamily, the person who really helps you a lot are the number of units. It's the income and expenses and the net income at the bottom. That helps you to qualify, and the lenders will give you bigger and bigger and bigger loans at such low price. I just got 2.68%.
Wow.
Hold on, for multifamily, 30-year amortized for Austin deal. I just bought $35 million deal, 308 units, 2.68. I mean,
That's amazing.
Fannie Mae is giving me money like this with both hands. Freddie and Fannie were fighting to give me the money. So that's why I say it's much easier to qualify for a multifamily, believe me. And there are lots and lots of lenders, bridge lending, other lending in single family homes. If you're doing renovations, yes, you can get hard money, bridge lending and all that. But in the multifamily, there are lots of players who can give you loans, and it will be much simpler for you. The biggest thing, if I may say tonight, is that the cash flow from a single family, if you're doing a flip or wholesale, of course, it's different. It's a job every day. That each flip is a job, right? Each wholesale is a job, or each single family is a job. We had over 20 homes. We sold them all. We said, we don't want to deal with this, And now we are on to 5,000, soon to be 10,000, units and so forth. But it's a good start, right? I hope that helps. Yeah.
Thank you.
More questions. Yes.
Thank you, Vinney. We have more questions coming in. All right, so we have Mike. Next, yours.
Sure, Mike.
Hey, Vinney. If someone were to start in senior living, what advice would you give them if they were brand new and they did a lot more research on senior living? What advice would you give somebody starting out?
Oh, marvelous. This could be just the best time, very best time I could explain to you all why senior living is one of the best. And let me take back, Mike, I will, answer it. And let's just go here to my next PowerPoint, which is right there, right in front. So essentially, I'm going to say that you want to be in the senior living. There are 5 types, right? You got 5 types over here. I'm also recording myself, just for fun on the side too. So 5 types of senior housing. And our focus is only laser focus in this, the maroon color space right there. So there is choice-driven senior living, age-restricted apartments, no regulation, no services needed from outside, private pay, all that stay, and then independent living 55 plus and all that, where very little regulation is there. There's no regulation here. Housekeeping is needed and people pay for it, and transportation, so they can have transportation, service who can come and take them to doctors, things like that. They have, recreational and so forth like that. So that's age restricted and independent. Then comes assisted living and memory care, which is state licensing, right? Right there. John, you want to take over, buddy? I know, I just remembered. John is there with me. John?
Absolutely. Yeah. So like Vinney said, most people think of senior housing as one type, but like Vinney said, there's 5 different types. And so if you look from the left, age-restricted apartments, it's a choice. People are moving or choosing to move into these communities. Whereas when you go to the right, it's a need-driven. And like Vinney said, we're right in the middle, and we love it because it's purely need-driven. Residents are no longer really choosing to move in. There are some that move in by choice, but majority of our residents, they lose a loved one. They can no longer get dressed, feed themselves, take their medication. So that's the pure beauty. And we like it because income potential is so much higher compared to multifamily. The average stay is much longer. Typically, our resident will pass away and or move from assisted living to memory care. So it's a great place to be. Yeah.
Sure. And again, thank you, John. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Again, the need driven with the skilled nursing homes, rehab centers, hospitals, they fall in this one with the federal licensing, a lot of doctors, equipment. So we are not in that business at all. So the question was, how could you get into it? I would say definitely you can choose where segment. I would say this is the toughest one, by the way, but you could get into assisted living if you're just starting out in residential assisted living and memory care, by the way, or you could get into senior living in this level also with building condominiums or gated communities, things like that. We do have this one, very, very nice. John, you want to go over that also, buddy? Yeah.
Of course, absolutely. So most people are familiar with multifamily, and so not many people are used to assisted living. So Vinney's done a fantastic career in multifamily, but now that we're moving into senior living, we're seeing the benefits. So what we're specifically on what we build A class, and multifamily. Typically, most people buy C, B plus, value add. So we like building new assisted living because there's no deferred maintenance. The income potential is much higher, like I talked about. So if you look at the average rent, $1,000, $1,500 nationwide, whereas assisted living, the average national rent for assisted living is right around 4,000 to 4,500. So almost 4x that. The expenses are higher, but they're more mitigated with economies of scale. Concessions, we love it because most communities, they vet for at least 2 to 3 years of rent. The average stay, like we talked about, is much longer. These residents aren't moving around. And then one of the best reasons, it's not tied to economic cycles. It's more recession resistant. Our residents not working, so they don't have a job to lose. And the turnover is very low, deferred maintenance, all that. So we're really excited.
Excellent, excellent. I'll come back now. Sure. I hope that helps. Michael, again, you could get into senior living, all the different facets, and then also get into, of course, we chose our partner, Shahid. Imran came at age of 17 to USA with a dream. Like I came to this country at age of 22 with a dream and some money. So we are really joined now, and John introduced us together, and now we are partners in this $2 billion, our goal of building and managing and constructing senior assisted livings, and I don't know how much time it's already there. Oh, wow. 52 minutes. Is that right? We've been talking. So we do have some movies if anybody's interested to show you if you have time, but let's go more questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Vinney.
Vinney, I think this is probably the perfect time for you to play the video because it's about senior living.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. If you will allow me, I'll just go right here and let's see. Okay, Vinod, where is it?
What kind of video is that?
Oh, it's the one which shows you all like about the senior living. I mean, I don't know if anybody's interested. Oh, also passively investing. We have that fund and all that. This is our other thing we can talk about. But let's go over here to the video, right? So this is what we built. We would love to show you. And let's see here. I'll see here. It's out. And there we are. Hopefully the sound will be there.
Welcome to Hampton Manor of Cape Coral, the Cape's newest premier independent assisted living and memory care facility. I'm Amy Hannah Eckenrode, Community Development Manager, and I would like to invite you to join me on a tour of our beautiful community. Hampton Manor of Cape Coral features the only 77,000 square foot, one-story facility in the area. As you enter the facility, you are greeted by 2 comfortable sitting areas, and behind our grand waterfall is the formal dining area for independent and assisted living residents. All award-winning meals are created just for you by Chef Larry DeLuzio and are served restaurant style.
So 5-star cooking every day. Every day.
With 3 gorgeous garden courtyards, residents can enjoy our in-ground swimming pool, putt-putt golf, or the beautiful rock formation waterfall. Our stylish beauty salon will have you looking glamorous in no time. Our activities calendar keeps you on schedule and in the know. Our luxurious spa allows you a tranquil place to unwind and de-stress. The club room is designed for some hearty pool or card games.
So you can see this is like a community within the multifamily to really give them the best of the best to
And
our
right around the
residents.
corner is our private library.
Library. So they're meeting with their friends, they're bringing their books from their home, just enjoying the
Enjoy
time.
afternoon snacks and entertainment in our poolside bistro. Or a relaxing conversation in our sitting room overlooking the waterfall courtyard.
So we have putting green, swimming pools, of course, where we can have, and waterfalls, all those functions, 4 to 6 courtyards, and single story.
The modern theater invites you to indulge your senses in a delicious bag of popcorn and your favorite movie.
Yeah, movie or
The
shows.
spacious sunroom invites you and your guest to take in an afternoon of conversation or perhaps a puzzle or card game. Our activities room will be filled with bingo games, trivia, and arts and crafts projects for creative minds.
Then we have outside performers come in, grand pianos in every
Or
facility.
enjoy watching a game show or the daily news with your friends in the social lounge.
It's like a hotel.
We offer 89 spacious apartments featuring private or courtyard views, kitchenettes, and equally spacious restrooms, and the ability to control your own room temperature. Whether you like a studio apartment, our 1-bedroom apartment,
So we just stop right there, and 2 bedrooms, and then we have memory care division and all that. So we just, oh, I have to close that out. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, we go back. And so that's where we are in, oh boy, sorry about that. There we go. I'll come back to our presentation. There you go. Sure.
This is great. This is great, Vinny. And you see all these comments. They want to retire now. You know, this is better than my house.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We buy the land for about $1 million, $1.2 million, $1.4 million, 5 to 7 acres of land. And then we build it for about 13, 14 million on top of it. So we are able to build 88 to 92 units. We don't go vertical at all. No elevators, no nothing. We just want the quality of life. and all this with boarding, lodging, cook to order, 5-star dining, and transportation, and exercises, and caregiving 24 hours, and nurse and everything included for $4,500 a month.
Okay, thank you. I want to go back to some questions because
Please, yes.
Kish, like coincidence, that next one was your question anyway. So let's go because I see you raise your hand. And Ralph, I'll go back to you after addressing some of the questions. Okay.
Sure.
So yeah, I have a follow-up question. So we're talking about the senior living, which I think is fantastic. That place is beautiful. But we're also talking about, I heard, was it John talking about the pricing?
Yes.
You know, for senior living, it costs like $4,000 or $5,000. Now, how would like an average person, you know, be able to afford something like that? I also saw that the time frame was like 22 months, maybe 17 months. I don't recall. I don't have the
Sure.
slide deck in front of me, but I'm just curious to understand how that works and how, you know, like my parents, for instance, who's in their 80s, how they could afford, you know, to stay in a place like that.
Totally, Kesh. You're 100% correct. Again, you know, for the seniors who need assistance, this assistance and memory care, the medical or Medicare or something, you know, government programs also pay. Many times people are doing reverse mortgage on their homes, or their families are also helping. About 30% of the premium kind of comes from them, or their long-term life insurance. All those factors go into paying that $4,500. If you look at it, you know, with the assistance, if they can do it on their own, independently in their own home, getting the outside person come in and things like that, that's the ideal way, right? But when some spouse passes away, the life starts degrading. That's when we find that, you know, the family or the children sit down with the parents, mom and dad, say, you know, you got to move into a place. If they slip and fall, that's another way. Or they go to very severe things happen. They went to hospital, but now they cannot cook and they cannot do. So then they have to be qualified to go to rehab center. And then from rehab center, they have to go to assisted living. So you're right. But average cost of any assisted living in the United States is $4,500. But what you get there is old, smelly, residential, you know, buildings and things, communal baths, you know, and the food. The reason Shahidji started in this business 9 years back, he was crying at home because his business was to give supplies to senior livings and to nursing homes, medical supplies, right? Equipment. And he would cry at home because he says, Mr. Chopra, I will not give that food to my dog what my, you know, seniors were getting. I'm not saying overall it's that, but that's what got him going. And he sold his company for millions of dollars. Then he started building these things, and we have built 23 of them like these, and we are doing very, very, you know, nicely. But you're right, Kish, it's not that easy. Not everybody is a candidate for assisted living, right? There are other assisted livings which are government funded also, by the way, you know, and they are there.
Okay, thank you, Vinney.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, Chad, next question is yours.
All right. Hey, thank you, Vinney, very much. That's a fantastic facility. My gosh. So I was wondering, and I'm going to reiterate this here. Can you discuss how you find your information regarding your target demographics that directs you to which target market you're looking at? So the demographics obviously are the senior living. How do you indicate where the senior living is going to be in terms of populating your complexes?
Excellent question. Again, you know, what we find is with the demographical shifts happening, and as we are aging, I say I'm getting younger, right? I know we are all getting older, but younger. The thing is, people like warmer climates. So it's a very known fact that the people from the New York, from the, you know, all the, Canadian borders and all that, they're moving towards the Florida, right? Texas, huge. We're looking at 18 locations in Texas because it's so warm, Arizona, right? But then at the same token, we are also finding demographical shifts where the seniors are moving to where their grandchildren are, because this is their golden years of life. And the children want to, and the grandchildren want to see their grandparents. So what we do is capture rate studies in different demographics. We first find out, okay, these are the big cities where seniors are moving in flux. There are a lot of data, lots of data. You could go to city-dash.data. There are a lot of other places where it will show you the migration of seniors and everything. We look for non-working class communities which are growing. Then we go towards to look at the affordability. What's there in that market? How many assisted livings are there? We spend a week there, by the way, 7 days or so, to go and interview them and watch them and see. Then we do capture rate studies, because it takes us about 2 years, 1 year to get the permits and everything, and 1 year to build it, to bring the product out. So we have to be very, very cognizant that we chose the right location and right market. So there are consulting companies, by the way, who do these studies for you for $7, $10, $15,000 also. Yes, yes.
Absolutely. And if you don't mind, I just had one other quick one. I don't want to take away anybody else's time, but can you just talk real quick on the insurance differences? Do you see a significant difference in your insurance rates on those type of facilities compared to the other apartment complexes, just general apartment complex facilities that people are investing in?
Yes, it is. It is. Because see, in the regular conventional multifamily, you're just renting the unit, right? But you're not really taking care of the residents. They're living nicely, and so forth like that. In this one, we do have other insurances, which is business insurance, we call it, and also liability insurance, slip and fall and all. We have 55 caregivers and nurse and other and chefs. So there is more involved, and we build it brand new also. In our communities, we build brand new. So the insurance is a little higher, but don't worry, because for 89 units or 92 units, we collect close to $3.5 million a year. Yep. What? As compared to my 300 units I bought in Austin, Texas, I'm going to collect there maybe 3 million. It's triple. I have to have so many units, but in the multifamily assisted living, you don't have to have that many units to bring the revenue. And then of course you run the ship correctly, which we are vertically integrated. Even with the conventional, I was vertically integrated. We managed every single asset we bought. Same thing is true with senior assisted living and hotels also, which we are buying.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and look forward to meeting you someday.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
We got Federico, and then I'll move to Ralph after Federico.
Okay.
Hi, Vinney. Thank you for your shared information on the group. Given the political atmosphere, tax incentives are getting less and less for real estate investors. What are you doing proactively, no politics possible, to prepare for this?
I'm so glad you asked me that question. I try to only concentrate on the things that I can control, to be very truthful. And, if there is 1031 going away, or if the opportunity zone is already expiring in 2026, things like that, I don't get bothered by those at all. But what I can really take care of my investors is doing the cost segregation. I do it up to the hilt. I mean, we even just buy the property. My investors who gave me $500,000, I gave them minus $319,000. They gave me $500 in December of 2019. I bought the property in Florida, Melbourne, Florida, and their K1 showed minus 319, passive loss of 319,000, which is, if they're actively involved in real estate, they could back that minus 319 to any other income and whatever, right? So I would say 1031, I don't think it's going to go away. this company is built on real estate. I mean, if you look at it, the richness, all this money is coming because of housing and real estate and all. And the big thing is these tax breaks is the engine that gives people to fuel the economy, the jobs and other things happening. So I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, I just take it at a chin. We'll figure out creatively, how to do, the best of the best if the laws change and things like that. So I don't get bothered by that. Sorry.
Thank you. That's why you're not getting older, huh? All right, there you go.
Correct. Thanks, Vinney. All right, Ralph.
Hi, Vinny. Thanks so much for doing this. I've heard people kind of mention to me, about syndications, and I've probably sat on like 5-6 webinars of them just to be a sponge and learn about them.
Yes.
And at what juncture should someone kind of go from, like, I have 6 one-families, right? And I'm looking to go into my first multifamily in the near future. At what juncture should someone go into syndication? Like, when you're a guy that has 100,000 in the bank, when you're a guy that has, whatever, what's the line of demarcation right now to you?
Good point. Very good point. Let's just talk very simply. What is syndication is getting larger apartment complex. If you're looking into multifamily, let's look at 8 units, for example. If you're looking in your backyard and the average unit cost is $50,000, right? So you only need 400,000, right? And the loan of 75/30, you have 75,000 close to it, already in the bank. So you could afford that. Syndication is a great way to do joint venture or PPM. A lot of time people say, Vinny, it costs arm and a leg to do legal paperwork. That is the one reason why people don't do syndication, by the way. But we got attorneys who charge only $7,000, $6,500 to pull out all these documents, which saves us, legally, because we are able to do everything legal rather than joint ventures and this and that. So I would say just go for it. Make a decision today that you're not going to buy a single family, all right? And you're going to buy duplex or fourplex. Start with fourplex, not even eightplex, but go for it. And if you need extra money, go into your family friends and say, hey, I'll give you part of the deal. I always say that, I'm always looking for investor partners. They are partners, limited partners and general partner. If I'm general partner, my limited investors never say you're my investors. No. They are my equity investor partners. Those are the 3 words we should be using, because we are giving them cash flow while we are, operating the property into profitability and coverage. And then we are giving them equity gain too. 70% of the equity gain, I'm going to give it to them on a silver platter, right? 18 to 20% per year. Who can give that? Even stock market, you have to put your so much mind to get 7.5 or so over the whole haul, or 8%. Well, now it's been kind of pretty high. People have made 10, 12. I made 40% last year, but in stock market also. But the thing is, you have to really be fully involved. So I would say syndication today. I hope I can change some minds, and it's not that hard. I'm telling you. You just go for 4 unit, 8 unit, 14 unit. It's just that you'll say, oh my gosh, there is so much money flowing right around me. And it's the education part of it. Like in our academy, we give a whole brochure and PowerPoint and everything, and do the branding and the brochure and all that stuff, so that you could get started and talk to your family first, and then start getting commitments. They would love to invest with you. I'm telling you, because you will take the time to pool the money together. Huh?
Thank you, Vinny. Ralph, you heard that. Do it today.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Just a couple more questions, mindful of the time. Vinny, some people want to have, so how can people reach out to you?
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. I'm glad you asked that. I think I'm right over here. Oh, no, it's not this one. Where is my, there it is. Okay. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that, but you could actually reach out to me right there.
You
If
have to
you,
reshare, Vinny. If you reshare it,
oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, John, you're right, buddy. Okay. I'll reshare right there. And there is the PowerPoint. Okay. We got it. And I don't know what this is. But there we are. Interested passive investing, you can reach out to us. We are doing $50 million fund right now for our, accredited investors. I can talk about it because it's for 506C C fund for accredited investors. We are buying B-class multifamily, ground up senior livings, name brand hotels, and stabilized assisted living. So that's one way you can reach out to us. The other one is education part of it. So if you like to learn, how to buy apartments, and we provide you all the underwriting and case studies and educational mastermind and everything, resources to succeed. That's other way. And this is my website right there, vinneychopra.com. So you could reach me just, Vinney at Vinney Chopra, or John, Jon at vinneychopra.com.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll just read two more questions.
Sure, sure.
Jay's question was, what's the income to expense ratio in average for assisted living?
Okay, very good point. The key part is that in the assisted living, we are collecting so much rent on the top, right? And we are also managing the expenses. The break-even point is 54% occupancy. What? You say, holy cow, it's 72 to 74% break-even point for multifamily, regular multifamily, but the thing is, it's much lower threshold. That's why we love it, because you can get 52%, 54% occupancy in the multifamily assisted living. You will still be able to make lots and lots of gains and, returns and so on.
Thank you. Lastly, Michael, your question. Okay, basically Justin answered, are you hiring third-party property management for your assisted living, senior living, or do you manage it yourself?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Actually, as you know, I've been in the conventional multifamily, which I've been managing and everything. But our partner Shahid, and now we all, John, myself, and Shahid, with his whole staff, we manage. We are totally vertically integrated. So by the time we construct our facility, 65 to 70%, we start multimedia marketing and digital, advertising, and getting executive directors and leasing agents and everything, salespeople, so that we are 50% occupied. Our goal is the day we open that facility, we should have deposits and everybody vetted to occupy that property 50% within, week or 2 weeks. That's what our goal is. So we are totally vertically, integrated. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, guys. So Vinny, John, I mean, this was phenomenal. So I'm sitting back here listening, watching everybody's faces, watching how intently everybody's paying attention. And you can just tell when you get a group of people like this in front of somebody of your caliber, the level of, I guess, knowledge that is gained tonight is really far beyond what you can get in any other event. And I really want to point out, guys, for just by listening to Vinny when he's talking and he answers a question, he's so enthusiastic and he's so animated with his responses, and he's happy, genuinely, truly happy to answer these questions. And I think that that's something we can all take away from this tonight, besides all the crazy information that he gave away. But I would love for you to put that back up if possible, because this group of people in particular, I believe, would be very interested in the courses and the educational piece of it. And what you offer is very simple. I love that you can just scan that and and get a link to it to talk to somebody.
And to text us, you could text us. Just scan it, take a picture with your phone right now on the screen. It will be very, very simple. I was going to say from the current slide. So there we are. There we go. Even bigger, right? And I can take you back on this side if you'd like to, interested in learning about how to buy our courses, all that. Please scan this one, and that way you could just go directly to vinneychopra.com Academy right there. And if you would like to invest with us, into this multifamily fund and all, you could just scan this one, which is vinneychopra.com invest. Thanks to John and Ethan and my whole team, to really keep me straight.
Thank you very
Excellent.
much, Vinny. Thank you. Just want to confirm, how much money did you have when you came to the US in the beginning?
Oh my gosh, I came with $7 in my pocket. I broke my $5 bill to drink a Coke can at LaGuardia Airport. I still remember that 44 years back. $7 in my pocket and a dream. I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer. I work with Larsen Toubro, Powai West there in India, Bombay. And I came to do my MBA in marketing. Little did I know at 22 years of age, I said, engineer and marketing will be amazing combination. But then the luck will have me. My friend said, do you want to sell Bibles? I said, what? A Hindu selling Bibles? I said, yeah, let's do it. So I went out there and knocked on doors 80 hours a week. Hold on, 6 days, 80 hours a week. I've got still framed certificates right on my desk. I mean, in my background right there. I did for 3 summers, and that changed my career. I put the engineering into a box, never opened it, and I became motivational speaker, salesperson, marketer, and then raising thousands of dollars. And now I raise millions of dollars. So my life has
Great, Vinny. And now how much asset under management?
Almost half a billion right now. And it has only happened in the last 7 years, by the way. I want to be very frank with you, because I had another partner for another 6 years before that. We were doing so small and everybody was in their own, conflict of interest and all that. Then I opened up Monil Investment Group in 2014, November the 19th, actually. And since then, it's been amazing, because I'm the CEO of the company acquisition management. We have 5 companies now, and we have a goal of $2 billion. So, it's going to be, it will happen. I know for sure it will happen.
It will happen to all of us.
Yes,
Thank you for joining tonight. We learned a ton of good stuff today from Vinny and how to be happy and make it work. Thank you again, everybody, for coming. Good night.
God bless.
Thank you, guys.
For your time. I really appreciate. I'm humbled that you invited, and I look forward to meeting and shaking hands. After COVID, now we got double vaccination, so we could meet. And in Orlando, look forward to meeting many of you and other places. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And John, thank you for making this happen.
God bless you. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.